See, all of these photos are basically sized pretty close to the same size, which is a nice way to do it because that just keeps the page looking clean. So I have a folder over here where I have set up the new photo and text that I'm going to add. And in order to want that to be the photo the same size, I'm actually going to grab one of my existing photos. If you just click on that with your mouse and hold it, you can you can actually drag this photo right off onto your desktop. So now we have Michael Cortese, and we can open him in Photoshop, and there he is. So that gives us an idea of what size we want our new photo of Scott. So I'm actually in Photoshop now, and I'm going to take the photo of Scott. I'm going to select Command A in Photoshop, which is select all. I'm going to select Command C, which is copy. I'm going to click on Michael's little photo here, and I'm going to click paste. Now, as you can see, the photo of Scott is way too big for our end-up target size. So I'm going to go transform in Photoshop, scale, and I'm going to grab the bars up here, and I'm going to hold the Shift key so that way when I resize something, it keeps it in the correct format, in proportion. So now I'm going to roughly scale Scott's photo to fit in our size that we're using. Sometimes vertical photos don't work that well if you have sort of a square photo proportional box. So I'm going to click OK with that, and I'm going to flatten that layer because what I did is I put a photo of Scott over the photo of Mike, and we just want it to be Scott. So now that I've flattened it, it is now Scott. So now that I've replaced Michael's photo with Scott, I'm going to save it correctly. I'm going to save it as Scott Carlin, and I'm going to call it small. That way I know that that's one of my board member thumbnails. Save. I'm going to adjust this JPEG. I'm saving it as a JPEG, and I think 7 is good and progressive is good. Medium, okay. So there is our too large photo converted to the size, proportion, and scale that we will want to import into our website page. So I'm going to close that for now, and I'm going to come back to the website page where we're going to want to put that. These aren't exactly in alphabetical order, and I don't think I'll bother with all that now, but I think what I'll do is I'll click on Edit Board of Directors and come down here, and I think we'll put Scott above Kathy and below Pam. So to add a row in here, I can either click on my photo or I can click on my text. Either way, what I need to add a row below Pam is I need one of these little down arrows, whether it's this one or whether it's that one. Doesn't make any difference as long as it's pointing down. Oops, click. Okay, so as you can see, it added a row in here. Now, when I add these, it doesn't automatically add the outline. So what I'm going to do is click in this area here underneath the column of photos. You can see my cursor. That's where I'm going to want the new photo to go. So I'm going to come up here under the photo icon. I'm going to go get that photo, click on the folder, click on Browse, okay, let's go see where did I save that, under Sun Valley Wellness, Festival, November, Scott Carlin Small. Open, upload, there it is. And click OK, and insert. OK. There he is. Now the next thing I'm going to do, because this is already formatted, and we want to make this as easy on ourselves as possible, I'm actually going to select Pam's bio, and I'm going to click into the area where Scott's bio is going to go, and I'm going to click Paste. So I have a Word file that has the bio for this fellow, and it is in Word. Now, one of the things that we want to do, we don't want to just grab this and paste it directly into here, because if I do that, what will happen is it will bring a lot of the Microsoft Word formatting with it, and we don't want to do that. So you can use any little text editor or anything very primitive to strip the formatting out of Word. So I'm actually going to paste it into, I'm using BBEdit, which no one else would have because it's a HTML programming program. But just use anything that you have that's just a really primitive text editor program, and if you paste it into there, it should strip all the formatting out. So now if you select all and hit copy again, and if you select the correct color and click paste, it looks like there's a few paragraphs that are supposed to be in here that aren't actually translating. So let's put these paragraphs in here as it looks like they're supposed to go. Okay, so as you can see, that worked to maintain our font colors. We need to change the name. And I don't know what his specifications are, so I'm just going to delete that and leave it like that for now. Now you can see he is in there. One thing that we're going to want to do, you can see how these photos have some space around the photo in the grid. The bios also have space around them between the grid. And when we made this new cell here, everything is sort of bunched up against its edge. So I'm going to click Save, because we want to keep the work that we just did and see that he is now added, but he's not quite perfectly aligned with these other folks. So I'm going to go back up here and click back and edit Board of Directors. And it looks to me like this table has some space that's been preset in here. So I'm going to click in one of these cells that looks like it has some space and click up here at the top under Edit Cell, and it should tell me what it is. Oh, so I can replicate it because I want it to be the same. So I clicked on Edit Table, and then I came to Properties, and you can see that this has a cell padding of 7 to the left, 7 to the top, 7 to the right, and 7 to the bottom. And that is why these are nicely placed in these borders and not bunched up against the edge. So now that we've retrieved that information, let's go down and apply that data to the row that we just added. So I'll click on the photo. It doesn't really matter. You can actually click anywhere on your new row and go back up here to Edit Table, Edit Cell, Properties, and let's add 777 in here. And we are going to go to Border Style because it looks like there's a hairline around there, and we want to keep that so that it's consistent. So I'll click on Border Style, click on this line, click on one point. It looked like white was what we were actually using. Click OK. Now apply, we want it to apply to actually the whole table. So I'm going to click Whole Table and click OK. Okay, so now you can see that his photo is aligned properly with the ones that preceded it. So now I'm going to go down to the bottom of the page and click Save. And there we are. We got him in there and he's good to go.